Hi, this is Kristen Heemstra, your college and career coach, and I want to talk to you about how to compare offers from schools. Now, schools are going to do different things to entice their student body, and we've talked about grants and loans and all those kinds of things. So I want to do a comparison. I have a comparison between a private school and a state school up so that you can see what these look like. So the school I'm comparing to is Guilford College, and Guilford's total cost is coming in around $48,000. It's a great Quaker school over in Greensboro, and I am comparing it to UNCW, UNC Wilmington, where the total cost or of estimated attendance is about $18,000. So why such a big difference? State schools are partially funded by taxpayers. So that's why you always find the tuition to be less in a taxpayer situation. So let's look at what the cost is going to be in both of these cases. So in this case, Guilford is offering the student about $32,000 in scholarships and grant money. And one is called the North Carolina Need-Based Scholarship. Now, if you are applying to a North Carolina private school, you will see that a lot of them are relying on this tuition boost. They also have this in New York. I'm not sure what other states have it. But it's a program where those people who go to private in-state schools get a boost or get a reduction in their tuition, if you will. And then you see the loans. Now, we talked about subsidized and unsubsidized. So this loan package would be $3,500 subsidized and $2,000 unsubsidized. So that would bring the total cost in scholarships, grants, and loans. There's your total right there. And then the cost that the person would have to come up with is about $10,000. And they're saying, hey, we could also potentially give you a work study program for $1,500. And they also offer a financing option. So you could do a monthly payment plan or do another loan, the federal direct parent plus loan, if you wanted to finance more. But you're going to, an estimate $10,000 is what they're looking for, but it's kind of a little sneaky because they also threw in some loans for the student here. It's not sneaky by Guilford. A lot of schools do this, so just keep that in mind. And then you have UNCW. So they go right off the bat with this federal subsidized loan of $3,500. They then do the unsubsidized loan of $2,000. They do the federal work study, and for here it's $2,500, where you see it's $15,000 over here. And then they do a grant for $2,000. So they're saying we'll give you, a financial aid award of about $10,000. So, and then you can kind of look at that and see what the estimated amount will be. The reason you want to compare is because private schools often have, more like $3,200 in scholarships and grants. That's a nice chunk of change. That actually brings the total cost down to about the same total cost at Wilmington without having to take out any loans. Wilmington is financing $10,000, $2,000 of which is a grant, but the other money you're going to have to come up with on your own. So always apply to schools. You get to see what the financial aid package looks like, but you definitely want to compare when you get through this process so you can see how things will look to your pocketbook and how things will go from there. So good luck. It's a really fun time, but you also want to be real conscientious about the money you're spending. A college education can be very worth it, but you don't necessarily want to leave in a heap ton of debt.